It's been over 48 hours since the devastating, embarrassing, I'm going to say embarrassing loss of the Usmnt to Belgium. And I took a long time to react to this loss because I didn't want to blow up and just yell. But we'll see how it plays out. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Caleb, and today we're going to go over what happened in the World Cup for the men's national team with the USA squad, obviously. What to look forward to and what we can improve on. First, the tournament, the boys in the group stage played great except for Turkey. We kind of knew that we weren't going to play the best during the Turkey tournament or game. But the Paraguay and Australia game made us believe that we were probably going to go further than the round of 16 for the first time in a while, or ever, since I think I've been alive. We were going to actually make it to the quarterfinals. And depending on who we played, which would have been Spain. If it was Portugal, then we probably could have had a chance. But with Spain, we're probably going to lose in the quarters. But the Belgium game, the moment it started, the players just could not rise to the occasion. Certain players couldn't, but our star player definitely could not. And I'm going to say this controversially, it may be time to move on from him. I will go into a future lineup, and yes, he's still in it. And yes, he's still starting because he is still the best player that we have, and I'm talking about Christian Pulisic. Yes, he was hurt. Yes, he wound up having came out that he wound up having a bruised tibia or something bruised bone. But man, if you weren't fully 100% for this Belgium game, you should have never asked to be in the starting lineup because you didn't help us at all. You hurt us, actually. You hurt us quite a bit. But he's not even the biggest problem. He should have showed up, and he didn't. He's our biggest star. He should have showed up, but he didn't. Our biggest problem is, and always has been, defense. And these past 2 World Cups, besides when Tim Howard retired, has been the goalkeeper. Matt Freese did great 2 games, but it was against Paraguay and Australia. It wasn't a tough team. And then once he goes against Bosnia, and the defense took over. Bosnia was we were supposed to win that game. Sorry for stuttering, but we were definitely supposed to win that game, and we did. But I will say, the Belgium game, you collapsed, bud, and you performed absolutely horrible. From standing still, yes, some of these strikes were a lot closer for you to even react, but your positioning was bad. Your meltdown for stuttering on the kick for the 3rd goal, which pretty much took us out of the game, is unacceptable. And yeah, you apologize, and I get that, but this is the World Cup every 4 years, and I think you're going to be 31 now on the next World Cup, 2030 in Spain, Portugal. And I think it's going to be, I think that World Cup's going to be a lot harder than this one. I think this one was made for us. Home field, the fans behind you, Seattle, a loud stadium, which honestly, Seattle's Sounders Stadium is great, but why not play in the football field? It would have sold out. It would have been much louder, and I think it would have gave us even a better home field advantage. But instead, we went for the soccer field, which it made no sense to me. Still loud, and yes, we're undefeated, not anymore, but it just didn't make any sense to me. Tim Ream. Why did we call him up? From the beginning, I said he was our weakest point. It was Tim Ream. Yes, he was the captain, the leader. I mean, he had the veteranship, but I just didn't think he was our best center back. I think Chris Richards was pretty much out on his own, and it made Chris Richards look bad. I think Tim Ream, I'm sorry, man. Thank you for your service, but thank God this is your last World Cup. No, I can't speak. I'm not a soccer player. Obviously, you are way better than me. You obviously made the national team. You're obviously a professional, and I've never played soccer in my life. I'm just a fan, casual fan. But boy, that was just a bad performance for not just in the Belgium game, but some of your other positionings too was not great. Left back Robinson, he could only do so much with what he had. Granted, the Belgium game he didn't play his best. He was way forward than what he had to be, kind of crowding Tillman's spot a little for Tillman to work. So I honestly, he's a great defender. So I mean, yeah, he's also great at attacking. But with the prospects we have in the lineup that I think we should be running, that Pochettino, hopefully he comes back, runs, he's not going to be needed in the attacking as much. Granted, you still want him to push forward to kind of clean up that gap between the midfielder and the defense, and sometimes join the attack if needed. But Robinson's a really great defender, especially in the Premier League. He's one of the best left backs. Alex Friedman, respect to you, my dude. You gave heart. You gave heart when the whole defense didn't have any of it. And especially in this Belgium game, people dogging him because he was bad passes and stuff like that. But granted, he's only 22 years old. This was his first World Cup. He's only going to get better, I believe. Alex Freeman's going to be the key right back. He's better than our other right back that we had get called up that was actually right mid for which I thought was the right move for Serginho Dest. But let's move on to Serginho Dest. Serginho Dest. We got to move on from him, please. And I'm a Serginho Dest fan. I was a huge Serginho Dest fan. This guy's our right back. He's coming in a spot that we had weak. Playing for Barcelona, to PSV, the Ajax, he was the guy. He had the skills, he had the flair. But for some reason, when it comes to playing in the Usmnt, and he even shows when he plays in domestic for his domestic club or for his club, he likes to take defenders one-on-one, man. And I get it, man. He has the skill to do it, but he does it every time instead of just going for the pass, and he winds up losing the ball in the worst situations possible. So pass the ball. But I think we should move on from him. Honestly, move on from him. We have other right backs coming up. We have better wingers, and midfielders better than him that played that position truly better than him. When they subbed him out, honestly, it was probably the best move. Next, Weston McKennie and Tyler Adams. Weston McKennie had the flair of Juventus, showed some spark. He was kind of the centerpiece for Juventus-ish, I could say. And then he's also it used to be Tyler Adams, but he's also our heart for the midfielder. Because Tyler Adams was the dog, small for his size for the midfield, but would fight anybody, wouldn't care, wouldn't fight anybody for the ball. He was that man, but he just played bad, really bad. Tyler Adams did not play good at all, especially in the Belgium game. The midfield got beat badly by one player, by Telemans, if I pronounce that right, a veteran. You are younger than him, you are faster than him, y'all should be stronger than him, but he outsmarted both of y'all. And it was shocking because Tyler Adams and Weston McKennie have Premier League and Serie A Champions League experience. Y'all should know how to handle this, and y'all worked together almost y'all's whole life, but yet y'all couldn't figure him out. But I do think we should move on from Tyler Adams. He's just small now. He's getting up there in age. I think he'll be 31 or 30 by the time we go for the next World Cup. He's just going to be not the guy anymore. We have younger prospects. And I think it's time to move on from him. Malik Tillman, you earned that left wing spot. I honestly thought that it was a mistake giving up Weah, replacing Weah, but then You showed out every single game of the tournament. And when Weah came in, it was like just a major drop off. Like, it was shockingly how much of a drop off it was. When it shocked me, I was like, Timothy Weah was our guy. But I mean, I knew about Malik Tillman when he went to Bayern Munich and stuff like that. But obviously, he didn't get much time. My nose itches. He didn't get much time with Bayern Munich because it's Bayern Munich. But then he just shows out, especially in the tournament. So he's gonna get paid if he stays with his club. And then our star, Florian Belligan, who did not show up pretty much in the Belgium game. We did everything we could to get you to start, to get you to play that game. And granted, there wasn't much to feed you because Pulisic was not doing anything. But Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I mean, he didn't really do much at all. I'm missing a player too somehow. No, I think I got everybody. Pulisic was our kind of like our attacking mid, or Malik Tillman was kind of vice versa, but Serginho Dest just did absolutely nothing. Pochettino did great coaching, motivated the guys. The subs, Weah, Sebastian Peralta, keep calling him up. Another person that I didn't really have faith in, but he showed a spark off the bench. Almost scored in the Belgium game. Tried to rile up the fans and our players, mainly our players. Like, hey man, we're down 2 goals. Or 3 goals. We know it was 2 goals at the time. Let's continue fighting. We're not done yet. But by the time the 3rd goal came in, you could just see all the players and their mentality just leave the tournament. You're just like, where'd y'all go? And then obviously Lukaku scored the 4th goal, and it was just embarrassing at that time. And then they proved to us that it's like there's levels to this game, and then obviously, and we're still not there yet. We're still not there. Kind of embarrassing. Y'all made us believe, and majority of the players y'all did great. Our star did not so great. He got hurt, but I don't know. I felt like we could have beaten Belgium, at least drawed. If we even drawed and went to extra time and lost then, I would have been fine with that. But we got straight out embarrassed. From the opening kickoff, we didn't even come close. Malik Tillman's free kick that ricocheted off the defender and went into the goal past Courtois was another spark that we didn't capitalize. And then we, like 3 minutes later, we conceded another goal. You're just like, come on, guys. Come on. So, yeah, it was pretty bad. Gold Cup coming up. Olympics are coming up, I think, in 2 years. Gold Cup coming up, I think, next year, if I'm not mistaken. We got a lot to work on. Mexico is looking great. They're going to get rid of a lot of the people who haven't been really much doing anything. It's mainly like their left back and some of the midfielders. But Gilberto Mora, exciting prospect. Alvarado, who I usually hate on, was assisting the ball and putting ball in the box like crazy. The only reason why Mexico lost that game is because even to England, down 10 men, they just changed their game plan for some reason to just put crosses in the box. Y'all are smaller than England. England was like twice the size y'all. And then Dan Burn comes in for England, who's like almost 7 foot tall, and it's like, you're not winning a single header with that. Do something else. But this isn't that. This isn't Mexico. This is about USA. But I will say this: next time we go against Mexico, be prepared, fans. We might get our butts whooped. And I'm only like a fan of Mora and Jimenez. I'm not a fan of everybody else. I don't like Gutierrez or Vargas because they betrayed us. They chose Mexico over the United States, who I think we could have used probably Gutierrez. Honestly, I think Gutierrez was probably would have been better than Tyler Adams or Weston McKennie. Honestly. Anyway, with that being said, that's my rant on Usmnt. Now let's look to the future, man. I'm gonna pop up a video or if not already, it's going to be a picture of the starting 11 of what I think will be the future starting 11 for the next World Cup. And then I'm going to go on to some future players that may be making the subs or people who I think we're going to make it. So I have a 4-2-3-1. So that gives us another attacker. Still gives us the two center mids that we like with it used to be McKinney and Adams, but now you see another player there. Still have the back four. This also helps the back four, not having to constantly run back and forth. Our wide positions will probably be a little weakish on defense, but I think Robinson being the elite defender in the EPL and Freeman young, but I'm pretty sure he's going to move somewhere else. He's not going to stay in MLS. I think he's still in MLS for a while. And then we have a new goalkeeper. And we'll talk about him. So, obviously, let's talk about the goalkeeper, Diego Kochen, FC Barcelona prospect. I think now he's on loan to a Denmark team, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember their name. But he's on loan with there. That's buy option, just to get some minutes. We got to start calling up the young guys. Here, you could call up Freeze. You could call up Turner. But for subs, emergency subs, because I think it's going to be Koken, if I pronounce that right, or Selenia Gaga, who plays for Chelsea, who's trying to leave Chelsea because he's not getting any minutes at all either. I think those two guys are probably going to be our best. You may even see Roman Salentino, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, with FC Cincinnati maybe come in here in some games. But you got to go younger. You got to get these guys some exposure to the fans who don't know him. But I honestly think Diego's going to be the starter because he's getting more minutes and the more experience. So I have Diego starting right now. On the right back, Alex Freeman earned that spot. I'm looking at my tablet, so Alex Freeman earned that spot, especially after this World Cup. I'm pretty sure he's going to continue playing his butt off domestically, whatever club he decides to go to, because I'm pretty sure he's not going to stay where he's at. I think he's with the Union, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong. Chris Richards, I still think he's good. He plays in the Premier League. He's a decent defender. He's going to be really great. And then we have Noah Kinney, I can't pronounce his name, but Banks plays for Augsburg in the Bundesliga. He's going to be coming up. I don't know why he didn't get called up. I think he was injured, maybe. But we do also have some other defenders like Joshua Widener, I think, and there may be another one. I can't think of. I have a sub somewhere else. Anthony Robinson, left back, obviously. Still, he's going to take that spot. I think next World Cup will probably be his last. Fast, great passer, great defender. Premier League, still one of the best left backs in the Premier League. Then you have Weston McKennie. I think this will be his last one also. I mean, he plays for Juventus. You can't really not call him up. He's one of their core players too, which is shocking to me. Still, because it's Juventus. They're really good. So then you have Tanner Tessman. I can't remember who he plays for at the top of my head, but he's a great midfielder, young prospect. I think he's like 22, 23 years old. By the time the World Cup comes, he'll be 26 or so. I think he's probably our best, but there's also some other ones that I will mention. Christian Pulisic, if he's healthy. If he's healthy and 100% shape, Christian Pulisic is still the best player that the USA has. Still the best player. He has the spark, he has the flair, the passing, the shooting, the finishing, everything. He has it all. The great prospect of Christian Pulisic, but we're not going to call him Captain America anymore because every person that we've called Captain America has not done great. Christian Pulisic, he is our guy. This last World Cup this next World Cup will be his last for sure. He'll be 30 years old, 31 years old. And then you have Kevin Sullivan, the hot prospect. I think this guy's going to be the new face of the Usmnt. I think he's 16 years old right now. I think he also plays for Philadelphia Union too. maybe not, if not one. If he doesn't, I'm pretty sure he's gotten some starts. But man, he has the look, he has the flair, the passing, center attacking mid, because we need that. Gio Reyna was that guy, but he's just not him no more. And I think Kevin Sullivan is going to be Gio Reyna, who we thought Gio Reyna was supposed to be. Malik Tillman earned the left mid, left wing spot. Nothing really much else to say about Malik Tillman. He's going to be still balling out wherever he goes. I'm pretty sure he's not going to stay where he's at. I mean, you can just see the defeat on him, because after they let the goal in, you can see how, like, I did all this for nothing. And then he just, once he scored, though, Belgium just went straight to him. And like, no, you're not touching the ball. You're not going to beat us now. Let the other guys beat us. You're not getting the ball. And then Florian Balogun, he's our striker until we find someone just as good. Maybe Diego Luna. Ricardo Pepe is not it. Josh Sargent's not it. Stop calling up Pepe. He's good, but he's not world class, or at least good enough for this tournament. Gold Cup, yes, but for this tournament, no. Good backup, I guess, but we have some other players we can call. With that being said, that's who I think is going to be in the starting 11 in the Spain, Portugal, I can't remember the other country, that little area they're going to be in 2030. Let me know what you think. That's also my rant. We do have some players coming up. Nico Tiscaris, center mid for Jose Earthquakes. Cole Campbell may come up. He just left Borussia Dortmund as we speak. He's with, I think he went to another German team. Kevin Sullivan, obviously, who I talked about. Cade Caldwell, who's technically qualifies for the Usmnt. I know he probably wanted to go to Mexico, but we called him up and he got a goal, so technically I think he's stuck with us now. I talked about Banks. I talked about Tessman. Timothy Weah, Diego Luna, Xavier Galzo, who could be the striker, Julian Hall, another striker, Sebastian Peralta, again, the great spark, Yunus Musa, if he gets healthy and stays healthy, Arsfin, I think that's how you pronounce his name, left back, John Tolkien, Christopher Lund, both center backs, Joe Scally, who didn't even get called. Oh, I think he did get called up, actually, but didn't even play, I think. Justin Hack, another defender. Matt Freeze, again, and then Gaga, which is also Gabriel, who plays for Chelsea. Those guys we're going to be looking out for. We have help coming, so I am excited for the future because these players are just getting better and better. Now, with that being said, the U.S. Federation of Soccer, this is to y'all, and to the United States in general, with all sports, the pay-to-play crap is too expensive. Way too expensive. I mean, you're having to pay like $4 or $5 grand for a kid to play soccer, when all you need is a ball and 2 goals in a field. So why is it costing so much for these guys to play tournaments and stuff like that? Like, we have a bunch of local kids. The United States is one of the biggest countries in the world, and we can't pull out a freaking team that can't get past the round of 16. It's kind of embarrassing in a way. Honestly, my goal too is to make, not with just this video, but in general, my goal growing up is to get a program or some type of academy, if I can, cheap for kids to play soccer, to play any sports mainly, but for soccer, because I love soccer that much. I didn't get to grow up playing it. I grew up watching it. My dad actually thought it was a girls' sport at the time. It's fair to him. The girls were really good in the 90s, and the guys were not that great. So it was very popular for women's soccer. And I was born in '94, which the United States had the World Cup, but there was also other things going on with the OJ, MLB strike, not strike, yeah, MLB strike. You know, Cowboys were popular. The Rockets were very popular. So my dad focused more on those sports. He didn't put me in soccer, and I love watching soccer. I could watch soccer all day. But we have to make it cheaper for these kids. The equipment's expensive. I just looked at soccer cleats for myself, just to kick the ball around the house, and it's $100 something for some cheap decent ones, and $200 $300 for some really good ones that the professionals wear. Like, why is it so much for those? Basketball shoes aren't even that expensive. Like, Jesus Christ. And then that's just the cleats. You don't even have the shorts, you know, a shirt, which you could wear any shirt. The padding, though. What if you want to be a goalkeeper? The gloves, you know, wraps. And that's just if your kid stays healthy and you ain't got to freaking go to any hospital bills, you know, with cuts, you know, any bruises, you know, feeding, freaking, you know, and then the fees of the tournaments and all that stuff. It's got to be cheaper, man. We have to make it cheaper for these kids. There's kids and talent that we are missing out on because it's too damn expensive. And I know this from experience because I grew up with a kid who was really good, who I thought was going to make it, but couldn't afford to play soccer that much because, you know, his parents didn't have much income, and neither did my parents. If I chose to quit basketball and baseball and wanted to play soccer, my mom and dad wouldn't probably have been able to afford it. And they made decent money for our area. It's sad that we lose so much talent because of the pay-to-play program, which I understand. You have people who start these clubs, and not clubs, but I guess leagues and stuff. I mean, they can't just spend all their money and, I wouldn't say make profit, but they couldn't spend all their money and, you know, just lose it because for the kids, and that doesn't how business works. But we gotta make it cheaper somehow. There's no way that we're losing so much talent in this talent pool because of the pay-to-play system. And I really think that's the huge issue, is the pay-to-play system that we have. The USMNT, US Federation need to put more in it. I don't know how to explain this, but yeah. So eventually, though, my goal is to have its own little academy for kids to play at a cheap rate, cheap sign-up fee or something like that. And obviously, if I make great money, I pay for all the other stuff, like the tournaments and the equipment and stuff. But that's the goal. That's a dream of mine, is to help kids and help family who have kids who want to play sports, mainly soccer, to give that to them, I guess, in a way. I have land around me all over, not me personally, but there's land around me for me to buy to build a facility. I just need the money. But I can go on and on for that. Again, those are my issues with the USMNT. The future is looking bright-ish. I like the prospects coming out. I told y'all what really needs to happen. Not caring about the pro regulation stuff in the MLS. That's just to make the league better. We'll talk about that another time because I'm a huge MLS person. But just to fix the U.S. Federation and the player pools, we need to really look at the pay-to-play. We're in the right direction because we are getting better, but we're still missing out on some prospects because of the pay-to-play program that we have. Again, I can go on and on for that. I was about to go back to it. Thank y'all for watching. Like and subscribe. This is just a little rant of mine, and hopefully y'all listened and watched the whole thing. I know it's pretty long. But that being said, peace.